Good evening and welcome, friends. This Sunday evening, the fact that you're watching News Sunday shows how seriously you take what's happening around you and in the country. So we try to bring you the best. And this Sunday, we're going to focus on the story which has trended in Chhattisgarh. It's important because it's about corruption. It's important because it's about politics. It's important because it impinges on democratic rights of voting and it directly affects the poor. With the union government finally banning the Mahadev app, the information for which came just a while back, investigations have picked up pace. In the last 72 hours, major developments, including Republic sting tapes and others, have made it clear that the Chhattisgarh Congress is going to face a lot of heat amid the ongoing election. With the latest developments bringing allegations right at the doorsteps of the Chief Minister, Bhupesh Baghel. BJP, of course, is going to behave like the Cheshire cat that has got its cream. There are questions to be asked and also understand implications of Chhattisgarh developments on larger political alignments. Let's begin with the headlines first. The debate, of course, Mahadev bombshell tape. That's what we are going to discuss this evening. And the headlines. Republic accesses multiple stunning videos. In part one, man claiming to be Mahadev owner makes claims against Chief Minister Baghel's office.
भूपेश बघेल जी और राहुल गांधी जी दोनों के पास अब कोई चारा नहीं है. उन्हें साफ साफ सफाई देनी होगी कि ये पैसा कहां से आया.
Mega political tremor says Republic is the Mahadev bombshell tape. BJP says Baghel has to answer where the money came from. ED remand copy mentions Asim Das acted as courier for funds to Congress. ED retrieves Shubham Soni's message as well.
बघेल साहब बस एक टिप्पणी चाहिए. जनता चाहती है कि आप सुने सर.
Refuses to make a statement. Baghel walks away as Republic confronts him with specific questions. Open war of words between India alliance partners in a fresh attack at Congress. Akhilesh says we'll have to rethink the 2024 alliance.
कांग्रेस तो नहीं चाहती थी कि अयोध्या में राम मंदिर बने. अयोध्या में राम मंदिर का निर्माण नहीं करने दिया. विवाद खड़ा किया. राम भक्तों को मरवाते थे, पिटवाते थे.
Yogi calls out Congress double speak on the Ram temple, says Congress questions existence of Lord Ram and then thrashes his devotees. As war completes a month, Boris Johnson and Scott Morrison, both former Prime Ministers of UK and Australia respectively, land in Israel on a solidarity visit with Israel's southern communities. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. On Friday, Republic got you super exclusive news break. A deep dive investigation into the Mahadev betting scam of Chhattisgarh. And in the follow-up today, we have accessed a bombshell video in which a man claiming to be Shubham Soni has implicated Chhattisgarh Chief Minister's office directly. The entire scam unraveling just ahead of elections has shaken up the entire state politics. Here is a recap of what has unfolded over the last few days, and then I come back to discuss.
48 hours after Republic laid bare India's biggest political scam, Republic has now accessed the Mahadev bombshell tapes. In part one, a man claiming to be Shubham Soni, the alleged owner of Mahadev, has implicated the Chief Minister's office.
मैं शुभम सोनी बोल रहा हूँ और मैं महादेव बुक का ओनर हूँ. ये रहे उसके डॉक्यूमेंट्स. और ये मेरे आधार डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं. ये मेरा आधार कार्ड है. ये मेरा पैन कार्ड है. और ये मेरा पासपोर्ट है। और महादेव बुक का ओनर मैं ही हूँ। ये आपको डॉक्यूमेंट दिखा दिया मैंने, और 2021 में इसको मैंने चालू किया था। ये उसका पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट्स है। मेरा गैम्बलिंग का काम बहुत अच्छे से चलने लगा था फिर भिलाई में, और ये तो बहुत ही छोटे से काम चालू हुआ था। उसके बाद धीरे धीरे काम बढ़ता गया। अब काम बढ़ता गया, उसके बाद हमारा लाइफस्टाइल भी चेंज होता गया, क्योंकि पैसा बहुत आ रहे थे। तो सब नोटिस करने लगे, मेरे मतलब जो आसपास के लोग हैं वो लोग नोटिस करने लगे। धीरे धीरे बात ऊपर तक गया, तो फिर कंप्लेन वगैरह भी होने लगा। तो फिर ऐसा हुआ कि अब प्रोटेक्शन का जब बहुत ज़रूरत था हमको, क्योंकि लड़के भी अंदर हो रहे थे कुछ कुछ। तो उसके बाद मुझे पता चला वर्मा जी के बारे में। फिर मैंने उनसे मीटिंग की। फिर मुझे समझ लो हफ्ता वसूली वाला काम चालू हो गया। अब वर्मा जी से मैंने मीटिंग किया, तो फिर उनसे बात हुआ, और ये हुआ कि अब उनको मुझे हर महीना 10 लाख रुपए देना है। तो वो भी ओके हो गया। अब हर महीना मैंने उनको 10 लाख रुपए देना चालू कर दिया। तो काम अब बढ़िया चलने लगा मेरा, और पैसा भी कमा रहे थे हम, सब कुछ ओके था। उसके कुछ दिन बाद ऐसा हुआ कि हमारे लड़के फिर अंदर हुए। अब वो छूट ही नहीं रहे हैं वापस। तो मैंने वर्मा जी को कॉल लगाया कि सर अभी कैसे हो गया, आपको तो मैं पैसा भी दे रहा हूँ, उसके बाद भी लड़के अंदर हो रहे हैं और छूट भी नहीं रहे, बाहर निकल ही नहीं रहे वो लोग। तो वो बोले कि चलो करते हैं कुछ। फिर उसके बाद भी लड़के नहीं छूटे। फिर मैंने वापस कॉल किया उनको, तो वो बोले कि भैया लगता है अब यहाँ से काम नहीं होगा, मैं चलो आपको किससे मिलवाता हूँ, ऐसा करके बोले हो। मैं बोला ठीक है सर मिलवा दीजिए, बस लड़के लोग को बाहर निकलवाना है। तो वो मेरे को लेके गए, साथ में लेके गए रायपुर। मैं बोला ठीक है मिलवा लो भैया, जिससे भी मिलवाना है।
The man claiming to be Shubham Soni, the alleged owner of the Mahadev betting app, has mentioned meeting a certain Verma ji. Now, who is Verma? Vinod Verma is the political advisor to the office of Bhupesh Baghel, the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. And in this video, the man has alleged that monthly payments were made to Verma.
The chilling corruption claims in the video triggered a massive political storm, and in no time.
भूपेश बघेल जी और राहुल गांधी जी दोनों के पास अब कोई चारा नहीं है। उन्हें साफ साफ सफाई देनी होगी कि ये पैसा कहां से आया। कि राहुल गांधी जी की जो मोहब्बत की दुकान है, इसमें ये इंपोर्टेड भ्रष्टाचार का सामान है, और वो भी ड्यूटी फ्री। तो मुझे लगता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी को इस बात का साफ जवाब देना चाहिए कि उनके इस भ्रष्टाचार का खाड़ी के देशों से क्या कनेक्शन है।
And at the center of it all is Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel. Watch how a confronted Baghel walked away as Republic posed specific questions.
बघेल जी एक टिप्पणी सर, एक टिप्पणी चाहिए सर।
एक तो ये है मैं इंडिविजुअल किसी को नहीं दे रहा हूँ। दूसरा एक मिनट सुन, आज घोषणा पत्र जारी किया है, दूसरे सब्जेक्ट में बात नहीं होगी। धन्यवाद
सर। एक टिप्पणी सर, बस एक आपके भले के लिए।
Republic's deep investigation has exposed the role of politicians and the system hidden underneath what looked like a 200 crore wedding video, putting Bollywood celebrities under scanner.
मैम सीएम है, उसके पास तक बहुत पैसा गया। अब ये पकड़ाया तो अभी है मैम, सिर्फ 65 करोड़ दिखाए, शो हुआ है कि छापा पड़ गया तो चलिए 65 करोड़ पकड़ा गया। सब हवाला के जरिए पहुंच रहा है, सब टोटल हवाला है, कुछ नहीं है। मेन हवाला ही तो है मैम। ये जो पैसा जो इतना तो करोड़ रुपए जो जा रहा है सब हवाला के थ्रू पहुंच रहा है। और हवाला का काम रायपुर में भी अभी बहुत जोर शोर से चल रहा है। मैम देखिए अभी ये हवाला का जो काम हो रहा है ना, अब देखिए अब इनके पास पैसा कैसे आएगा? प्राइवेट जेट से इनके पास पैसा आएगा। प्राइवेट जेट से आएगा, या तो हेलीकॉप्टर के थ्रू इनके पास पैसा आएगा।
ऐसा क्यों?
मैम देखिए अब ईडी का इतना चल रहा है
तो हवाला से भेज नहीं सकते।
हवाला से भेज नहीं सकते।
मैंने सुना तो एयर एम्बुलेंस का भी इस्तेमाल किए हैं ये लोग।
किए अभी नहीं, पहले किए हैं।
2022 में किया था।
2022 में उन्होंने किया था। एयर एम्बुलेंस का इस्तेमाल हुआ है, पैसे के थ्रू हुआ। मैम ये पूरी सरकार खरीद सकते हैं।
खरीद सकते क्या? मुझे लगता है पैसा पूरा
सरकार चला रहे हैं ये।
The Mahadev bombshell tapes have now become the national talking point. And from questioning the alleged Dubai link to raising the mega 508 crore charge, the BJP is going all out.
मैं जानती नहीं थी कि सत्ता को पाने की लालसा इतनी कि भूपेश जी दुबई के रिमोट कंट्रोल से चलाए जाएंगे। फोन आता है टनाटन, आदमी भागता है धनाधन और पकड़ा जाता है करोड़ों रुपये के साथ।
अगर देश चाहता है कि भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त होना है तो भूपेश बघेल जी जैसे भ्रष्ट नेताओं के खिलाफ कड़ी कार्रवाई भी होनी चाहिए और जांच भी जल्दी होनी चाहिए। अरे जो सट्टे के रास्ते सत्ता पाना चाहते हो वो सत्य से बहुत परे है।
अगर आपको लूटना ही था तो ऐप का नाम आप महादेव ऐप नाम नहीं देते हुए आप बाघेल ऐप आप नाम दे देते थे, लेकिन सीधा सीधी आप महादेव को साइलेंस कर लिया महादेव का नाम में ऐप बना के। तो मैं छत्तीसगढ़ वासी महादेव का भक्त है, मैं यही अपील करता हूं कि चुनाव का पहले तो भक्त हिसाब कर ले, चुनाव का बाद तो खुद महादेव हिसाब कर लेगा।
Even as the political face-off continues to brew further, the scathing allegations against Baghel's office cannot be overlooked. And the big question is, how deep does the rot go? Let's debate.
All right, that was some deep dive. Hope you got a clarity on what exactly this is about. Joining me to discuss this Sunday evening, Ajay Alok, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us live from Delhi. Also, Savio Rodriguez, chief editor, Goa Chronicle, leans towards the right. In fact, has been with the BJP and contested an election. To represent the Congress side, we have Nikhil Jain, advocate and political analyst, in fact, live from Delhi, as also Sumansi Raman, political analyst, live from Chennai. We, of course, also have Adil Hassan, spokesperson of the AIMIM. I want to begin with Rajendra Sharma, but he's a senior journalist. He covers the Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh politics extensively. He has been with various publications. Rajendra Sharma ji, if you can tell us, for the benefit of viewers, what exactly is happening on the ground? All this Mahadev app scam and the controversy around it, is it impacting the politics during the elections in Chhattisgarh at all? राजेंद्र शर्मा जी, आपको आवाज आ रही है मेरी? I think the line dropped there, so I'll go to Nikhil Jain then. We'll try and connect with Rajendra Sharma. I wanted to understand, get a feel of the ground from him. But then, Nikhil, you think this is all political? Because remember, the first FIR was filed sometime in 2018 and 19. And it was the Chhattisgarh government actually investigating it before it became a PMLA case and a money laundering case, and the Enforcement Directorate came in the picture. So obviously, as they say, where there is smoke, there is fire. There is something that has happened about which perhaps the Congress party could have been more open, more forthright, more transparent.
Abhishek, where there is an election, there is the election department of the BJP, it is the ED. The scam, as you've run on your channel multiple times, has been going on since 2017. This illegal betting app has been going on since 2017. The FIR was registered a long time ago. It is nothing but a case of financial fraud. And if indeed it is, then what is the serious serious fraud investigation office, the SFIO that comes under the central government doing? What was the CBI doing? What were all these agencies doing all this time? Why is it only the election department, or rather the enforcement directorate, that has to go knocking to the doors of opposition politicians and opposition ruled states right before the elections? ED is actually not the right authority for this. They may be a supplementary authority and supplementary agency for this, but the key agency in this case should be the SFIO or the CBI, neither of which are present in the scene. So I am sorry, but the only way I can look at it is politically, because look at the very timing of it. If this thing has been going on since 2017, why do we hear of it only in November 2023? Just a week before Chhattisgarh goes to polls? Why do we have Govind Dotasra, the Rajasthan Congress chief, being raided
on the same day when Congress is announcing its candidates list a month before the elections. Why is every opposition leader being raided right before the elections? And on Dotasra's case, what did the ED find? 10,000 rupees. Multiple properties they raid, they find 10,000 rupees. This is the problem, that you make the process the punishment under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which empowers the ED. The ED has unfettered powers. They can go and search into properties without requiring a court warrant. They can keep people in custody, and the tenets to get bail in an ED case are much more stringent than they are in a regular criminal case. And that is what the ED and the central government make use of. Then that whenever some politician has been raided by the ED and they don't get bail, they try to make it as a proof of guilt, which it is not. It is just that the provisions are structured in a manner that the accused essentially has
Nikhil,
to
you
prove
got
that
your
I am
opening
not
comments,
guilty, I am
longish
innocent.
ones. Let me intervene now. Okay, now you are saying that ED is the election department of the BJP, to which I would want, of course, the BJP to respond. But just some facts. You see, the investigation had been going on for about 3 years. By the time the ED came into the picture, because of the money laundering element to it, already about 400 arrests had been made by the Chhattisgarh police, by the Chhattisgarh establishment led by the Congress party and Bhupesh Baghel. Now, there is a reason why ED has come into the picture, because the perpetrators of the crime, the scamsters, they scooted. And there is an element of money laundering. That's why the Enforcement Directorate has come into the picture. Now, my question is that, is there an element of obfuscation on the part of the Congress party after the investigation picked up pace? Because remember, the investigation has not come out in November. We have ourselves been tracking it since at least July and August. It was in September when the political advisor to the Chief Minister was summoned by the name of Vinod Verma, and I'll go to the history of that also. But let the BJP get to respond to the charge you have made that ED is election department of the BJP. Ajay Alok.
Well, we have been raising the voice about Mahadev app since 2020, when the actual corona started, the first wave. The Chhattisgarh Bharatiya Janata Party has been raising the voice against this Mahadev app, and as in your video, Mr. Resham Soni, what he claims, like initially they started paying 10 lakh rupees per month as a ransom capital to let this app continue. And later on it went further, and from 2021 they started having problems, so they went and to meet the Chief Minister's advisor, and ultimately an amount was fixed, and today this is amounting to almost 508 crores what they have paid to Chief Minister Baghel. So this becomes political, my dear friend. Please don't try and defend. If a politician takes some money,
but
any matter becomes
timing,
political.
Ajay Alok, timing. Why near elections is what the Congress party is saying. Why near elections? Are you trying to influence the election? That's the charge.
Why near election? We have been shouting this for we have been shouting this about from 2020, that this Mahadev app is flourishing. Why the state government since 2020 or 21, when the FIR were filed, first FIR was filed in 17 or 18, why this Congress government didn't act? Why they didn't advise the center to ban the app? Why? On whose behest? When ED intervened because of PMLA Act and Money Laundering Act, then also, till now, till date, why the state has not written to the center?
The center can do it on its own.
See, that's not the... No. Center can do it on its own, but center needs to have the proof, exact proof, that on what basis they are going to do it, like what we have done today. Today, when they established from Chhattisgarh that the money was being routed from the Hawala to the Gulf countries and being brought back again, and if we have so much ample evidence from ED and your sting operations now, there are things that are opening up. This, when clear-cut saying that Bhupesh Baghel was paid 508 crores, and that too on camera, not here and there. Why Mr. Baghel is behaving like Baghel? Why is Bhagoing like Kejriwal? How much he will run? He has to answer. He is the Chief Minister. When he has taken the money or not, because all the emails, all the money trail being established, his name is getting figured out. Tomorrow ED might give him a summon to answer their questions. Again, he will run like Kejriwal. This is the innovation of corruption. Just imagine the kind of corruption the state is going through. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's very important to know the public. that the corruption starts from Koila for taking 25 rupees per ton as a bribe by the Chief Minister from his office on the charges for whose is two OSDs are under arrest, to this maximum innovation of illegal gambling app. This gambling app is going in other states also. But the first thing reported was from Chhattisgarh, then ED intervened. And today ED has ample evidence, so the central government has banned it. But if they claim that they have arrested 400 people and the investigation we're going from 2018, why the hell did they suggest the center that this is an illegal app, we must ban it? Instead, they kept on taking money from them. Initially 10 lakhs rupees by a court, and now directly from the Chief Minister.
Okay, Ajay, Alok, both the Congress and the BJP got the opening comments. Before I take it forward and
Abhishek, one short point. I think we should not be making fun of an OBC caste on the show. Let's keep this discussion civilized.
Nikhil later. I'm told Rajendra Sharma is connected with us again. No, you get your chance. Rajendra Sharma जी, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा था शुरू में कि ये जो भी महादेव ऐप के बारे में खबर चल रही है, जो काउंटर चार्ज हो रहे हैं, भूपेश बघेल का छत्तीसगढ़ के मुख्यमंत्री का भी नाम आ गया है. यू थिंक दिस इज हैविंग एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन द ग्राउंड? जमीन पे इसका क्या असर हो रहा है? आप मध्य प्रदेश छत्तीसगढ़ को बहुत क्लोजली ट्रैक करते हैं, जरा बताएं. रायपुर में, बाकी छत्तीसगढ़ के इलाकों में, राजधानी के बाहर, इज दिस द टॉकिंग पॉइंट? इज दिस गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट द इलेक्शन?
Of course, this is a talking point, and there are evidences also. I think prima facie it has been found that money transaction has been done, and seizure of cash is a big thing. 5 crores have been seized from the car of Asim Das, and 7 crores another amount was seized. In fact, the important thing is that both the parties are trying to politicize the issue. In fact, ED has substantial evidences, emails there, and I think I've seen this video of Sony, who himself is admitting that he has spoken to Verma ji and a regular payment has been offered and transactions were done. Important thing is that I don't know whether you can say it's at the time of the ED investigation or whatever has come out recently after the raids. But important is there is a money trail that has been discovered, and if the government is saying that this is a trap or whatever, an effort to align the image of the government, they should at least contradict this Sony, who is claiming that money has been given to so and so person who is very close to the politician. Important is also that at this time both the parties they are trying to exaggerate and making it more political. I think investigation is underway, and ED will come out with more evidences, more things will come out, and I think the first step the state government should have taken, that should have recommended to the ED to close this Mahadev online app. And I think I've seen in Republic that the government, central government has taken a decision to close 22 apps. So this initiative should have been taken by the state government itself earlier. So this is very important, and of course this will create an impact because the cash has been seized.
Yeah. In fact, Sumant Raman, you think that the Baghel government would have come out as more transparent had they taken the initiative of asking the government to ban the app? Also, there is, as Mr. Rajendra Sharma says, and he is not a party representative, he is someone who just observes the events in the former Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh as of today. There is cash recovery, there is evidence, there are emails, there are mea culpas, there are these accused singing, they're telling stories, they are sending statements to the enforcement directorate. So obviously there is so much connecting the dots. So just to say that this is politics, this is an attempt to browbeat the Congress, this is just to snatch an election as the Congress party alleges, I think it's beyond that, obviously.
Abhishek, I think that there is a need for a new script writer. The same script which was written in Delhi liquor excise is being rehashed here. At least there should be some variation here. Same pattern. One accused is caught, then he has some money with him. For 1 week later, he says, everybody, I gave...
You mean to say the PMLA should be changed for every case? The law should be changed for every case.
I am Abhishek, listen to me. I have spoken 2 sentences. How convenient it is that these accused say that they gave money to the people who are against the BJP without producing a shred of evidence. Has this man put out any proof of when he gave the money to Mr. Baghel? How he gave the money to Mr.
Pictures
Baghel?
Of cash.
Yeah, he took it. No, when was it? How, when? Cash was taken, how, when, how, where, what were the dates on which he gave, how much money he gave on each of the dates. And even then, look, is it not ridiculous that we are actually discussing this on national TV, where a man who is accused without producing any evidence says, I gave money to Chief Minister. I mean, this is a very unhealthy trend. If he had produced evidence, then it is fair to have a debate on this issue. This man is himself an accused. In Delhi, what happened? One fellow said, I will become approver. I gave 5 crore to Manish Sisodia. I gave 8 crore to Kejriwal's somebody. You know, come on. This is becoming a farce. I think the purpose of it is very clear. The purpose of it is to malign Mr. Baghel, who now looks very clearly on his way to winning the election. And the purpose is to throw as much mud on him. Otherwise, for such an old case, 1 week before the date of voting, if all this comes out, how very convenient. And people are not fools, Abhishek. They can believe it once. They can believe it twice. 2014, they might have believed. They might have really thought BJP is very keen. They are going to get these 2G accused convicted. They might have really thought about that. But now 10 years have passed. I think people also have woken up now. They will not go on believing the same script. How many times can you keep giving this?
Ajay Alok, I can see his finger being raised.
No, National Herald,
Ajay
Rahul
Alok,
Gandhi,
you know what
Sonia
Sumant Raman
Gandhi
says
are
is that it's a farce.
Robert Vadra is accused. Everybody is out on bail. How long you will go on with this charade? Somebody has to be convicted.
The same enforcement directorate, Ajay Alok, failed to get convictions in the 2G case. So how do you believe these investigations? Also a curiosity, Ajay Alok. But anyway, I'll come to that curiosity later. But then you have to respond to this. That this investigation is a farce because the earlier instance of convictions is very poor.
1 minute,
Yeah,
Abhishek. The judge wrote,
I'm asking Ajay Alok. I'm asking Ajay Alok.
The prosecution seemed to lose interest in the case. Please mark that sentence, which the judge wrote.
Okay, let Ajay Alok respond. He represents the BJP. Let him respond. Okay, Ajay Alok.
How conveniently these people argue without any basis of evidence. How conveniently they argue. How long they are going to continue with the same case. It's such an old case. It's a 6 years old case. It's a 7-year-old case. It's a 10-year-old case. My dear friend, why didn't you argue this when Lalu Yadav got convicted in 2012 and the case was registered in 1996? Where your language went then? When Rahul Gandhi tore the ordinance of releasing Rahul Gandhi, why were you keeping shut then? That was also a very old case. 16-year-old case it took Lalu Yadav to get convicted. This is only 7 years. And what evidence? What do you mean what evidence? Lalu Yadav was convicted by court. And today, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are out on a bail on National Herald. And tomorrow if they get convicted, you will say that court has given a conviction in 14 years, 15 years or 12 years or 11 years case. What kind of logic this is? Don't you know the judicial process of this country? 6 years going long, your state government sitting mum because they were receiving money. The chief minister was taking money. On record, the people are saying that. ED has a trace. And when ED will call for someone,
people are saying that.
One thing more in common. You said it's one thing more in common that in Delhi, some fast person became an approver, and everybody is being charged. So here also same thing going on. No. One thing more will be common. When ED will issue summon to this Baghel, I don't call him Baghel, I call him Baghel. He will also run like Kejriwal from ED. You know, this will be also in common. Remember this.
Okay.
I mean, heights of doing the corruption. You are Innova of corruption, I'll come to you, and still you have the guts to defend it. Hats off.
Okay, Adil Hasan, I'll come to you, but I have a curiosity which I want to throw at Savio. Savio, you know, this curiosity is that Darshan Hiranandani, who ideally should be an accused, becomes an approver and starts singing. So it happens with Shubham Soni. he's ideally a fit case to be an accused. He's bribing, he's, he's indulging in corruption. He's saying on tape that, everything was fine after I started paying money and we were making money. So how does this happen that people who should ideally be accused and the ED should be pursuing them actually and taking them, summoning them, arresting them, they become approvers, they become, narrators of a story which indicates everything towards the Congress or whatever?
Abhishek, one of the most important things for us to understand is that in an investigation of ED, no matter what any so-called accused that turns approver says, it will always boil down to what is the evidence available to take a case or to prosecute a case further. Now, people always end up calling the ED certain names, which is, I think, unfortunately sad, because the Enforcement Directorate works within certain parameters of investigation. And in this particular case, the parameters of the investigation primarily is money laundering. So the investigations that happened in Chhattisgarh were about small aspects of the frauds that were detected on the Mahadev app starting from way back 4-5 years back. But ED got into it when they realized the magnitude of the money laundering that happens in this particular scam. So why should you, for your own political reasons, tarnish the image of the Enforcement Directorate? Number one. Number two, my good friend Suman talked about this being similar to the liquor case in Delhi. Has he read what the Supreme Court spoke about as far as the money trail is concerned on the Delhi liquor case, which involves
what was the money trail? What is the money trail?
That
what is the money trail? It is a ridiculous
argument. Please tell me, what did the Supreme Court talk about? What did the Supreme Court talk? Are you higher than the Supreme Court?
No,
are you higher than the Supreme Court, Sumant
I am not higher. I have got every right
to disagree. Are you higher than the Supreme Court? Please.
I am not higher.
Then please.
I have got every right to disagree.
Okay, let me structure this.
So then the Supreme Court made its observation. You can disagree with it. Let me complete. Let me complete what I'm saying. You don't have to interrupt. We know you're higher than the Supreme Court. We know your criminals are higher than the Supreme Court. They are apparently higher than the Supreme Court. That's why they do crimes. Your Baghel is accused and alleged of allegedly having 508 crores given to him. But of course you will say you have a view. But that's the point. Crores. So are we going to say that the Supreme Court's view is not a view that should be appreciated? That's the highest court.
I think
a Supreme Court itself has spoken about a money trail.
Okay, but
as far as the Delhi liquor scam is concerned. So please stop accusing. Y'all are corrupt people. AAP was involved in corruption.
I mean, Sumant Raman,
Baghel is involved in corruption.
Supreme Court judge obviously is an
have the courage to stand up for the truth, Suman.
Supreme Court order was very clear that there is a money trail because of which we cannot give bail to
Stand up for the truth. Okay. Stand up for the truth.
Okay.
You're not bigger than the Supreme Court.
Savio.
You're not bigger than the Supreme Court.
Okay, Sumant Raman, I'll come to you. Adil Hassan, investigations take time. We have heard about this Mahadev app scam for the last 6-7 months in the national television media. But the story has been going off and on for the last 3-4 years. It has been extensively covered at every stage, minute by minute, in the regional press in Chhattisgarh, and even nationally whenever the scale was bigger. And this Asim Das, for example, saying that he was acting as a courier on behalf of important office. The fact that in September, Vinod Verma, who is identified as a political advisor to the Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, he was summoned and questioned. His family has been summoned and questioned. And remember, Adil Hassan, that this is a case in which even the Chhattisgarh police was carrying out its investigation before the ED took over. In fact, one of our sting is about a senior officer of Chhattisgarh police admitting that they were carrying out this investigation and the administration and the Chief Minister's office knew about it. So it's not that the Congress did not know, the Chief Minister did not know, and the people there in the administration in the chief minister's office were not involved. 3 officers of the secretariat have been arrested. Political advisor of the chief minister has been summoned, questioned. So obviously there is a lot that has happened involving the Congress leadership in Chhattisgarh.
That you gave me time after 30-35 minutes. I am also thankful to Republic TV for discussing this issue and doing a sting operation. It's good that you have done a sting operation on this corruption issue, Mahadev. अभिषेक, एक बात मुझे साफ कहना है कि आप जो शुरुआत किया था, आपने ये देश जान रहा है, ये दुनिया भी जानती है कि कांग्रेस को छत्तीसगढ़ से भूपेश बघेल जो है प्रियंका गांधी के यहाँ या ये जांच का विषय कि पैसा पहुंचता है, ये दुनिया भी जान रही है कि क्या संदीप सिंह हो, मोहित पांडे हो या कैसे पैसा पहुंचता है, ये आप लोग बेहतर बताइएगा। लेकिन छत्तीसगढ़ के बारे में अभी आपने न्यूज की शुरुआत की थी तो आपने एक बहुत खूबसूरत चेहरा दिखाया था हेमंता बिस्वासा का। तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आता है कि अमित शाह जब आसाम पहुंचते थे तो हेमंता बिस्वासा पे भ्रष्टाचार का किताब लेके जाते थे, तो वो किताब कहाँ चली गई? कोई वॉशिंग मशीन में कोई पाउडर से धो दिया क्या कि अदानी अंबानी वाला वॉशिंग पाउडर या नरेंद्र मोदी जी वाला वॉशिंग पाउडर? अजीत पवार पे चुप है, नारायण राणे पे चुप है, छगन भुजबल पे चुप है, हेमंता बिस्वासा पे चुप है। ये कैसा करप्शन पर है बीजेपी का, जो अपने लोग जैसे इनके पास वॉशिंग मशीन में धुल के आते हैं बीजेपी चुप हो जाती है। जब ईडी ने जब लुकआउट नोटिस निकला था तो आपने क्यों नहीं गिरफ्तारी की? अभी तक ये ऐप पर बैन क्यों नहीं हुआ? ये छत्तीसगढ़ जो है ये दोनों के लिए, भाजपा और कांग्रेस के लिए एटीएम मशीन है। कभी अदानी के द्वारा कोल का माइनिंग का लीज मिलता है, जब जो इंडियन वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी अथॉरिटी मना करती है लेकिन मोदी सरकार उनको देती है। उसी तरह भोगेल पैसा भेजते हैं। ये देश जांच का विषय है, आप जांच कीजिए, लेकिन इलेक्शन के वक्त आप जांच करते हैं तो ईडी की क्रेडिबिलिटी पे क्वेश्चन होता है। ये सच्चाई और ईडी का कन्विक्शन रेट बहुत ही लो है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी कन्विक्शन रेट बहुत लो है। एक सच्चाई जानना चाहिए कि ईडी का कन्विक्शन लो, ईडी के एक्सटेंशन के लिए कौन जान दे रहा था? बार बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भाजपा सरकार जा रही थी कि ईडी के अध्यक्ष को सेंट्रल विजिलेंस कमिश्नर बहाल करने में लेट, लोकपाल बहाल करने में लेट, सेंट्रल इंफॉर्मेशन कमिश्नर बहाल करने में भाजपा लेट करती है। और भाजपा अगर भ्रष्टाचार पे बात करे तो देश अब हंसने लगा है। मोदी जी पर अब विश्वास नहीं कर रहा है, अब सोचता है कि एमएलए तोड़ना है क्या, किसी को पार्टी में लाना है क्या, जो भ्रष्टाचार पे आप बात कर रहे हैं। इसलिए छत्तीसगढ़ पूरे भारत का सबसे ज्यादा रिसोर्सफुल स्टेट है, लेकिन छत्तीसगढ़ में अंबिकापुर एयरपोर्ट, रायपुर एयरपोर्ट, बिलासपुर एयरपोर्ट का एक्सपेंशन नहीं हो रहा है। लेकिन प्रफुल्ल पटेल को आप ले रहे हैं। प्रफुल्ल पटेल पे जो ईडी का ट्रायल था, जो ईडी का नोटिस था, वो क्या हुआ? प्रफुल्ल पटेल आज आपके बहुत खास मित्र हो गए। कल मोदी जी गले मिल रहे थे प्रफुल्ल पटेल से। तो वो सब भ्रष्टाचार का जो सर्टिफिकेट है वो सब कहाँ चला जाता है? आप अरेस्ट कीजिए, आप जेन्युइन सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट के सामने एविडेंस रखिए। ये टीवी पर सिर्फ बोलने से नहीं होगा। भाजपा बतलाए चाल और चरित्र में अंतर क्यों है। भाजपा पर अब लोग विश्वास नहीं कर रहा है, जबकि भ्रष्टाचार हुआ है तो कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। कांग्रेस करे, भाजपा करे, दोनों एक सिक्के का दो।
अब सुनिए आदिल हसन, आप सुनिए। एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट और ईडी चीफ जो थे उनके एक्सटेंशन की बात इसलिए थी, आपकी जानकारी के लिए, कि जो फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स है उसमें पाकिस्तान को घेरने के लिए बहुत सारी कवायद चल रही थी। और क्योंकि फाइनेंशियल एक्शन टास्क फोर्स से डील करने के लिए भारत की नोडल एजेंसी जो है वो ईडी है, इसलिए उनका एक्सटेंशन 2 या 3 बार मांगा गया और वो काम पूरा होने के बाद उनको
डायरेक्टर ही पे चलता है क्या? देश में और कॉम्पिटेंट ऑफिसर
जाने दिया गया?
क्या देश में और कॉम्पिटेंट ऑफिसर
नहीं, कंटिन्यूटी कुछ होती है, समझिए कुछ
ऑफिसर थे।
नहीं, बात कॉम्पिटेंट ऑफिसर की नहीं है, बात कंटिन्यूटी की है। आप समझिए ना, आप समझिए, मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ। कंटिन्यूटी की है क्योंकि वो एफएटीएफ भी हम कवर करते हैं।
टेंशन नहीं होना चाहिए था। आपके पास कोई दूसरा ऑफिसर नहीं है। भारत एक
नहीं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सरकार की बात मान ली थी।
नहीं, बात में मानी सरकार ने बार-बार रिक्वेस्ट किया।
भारत 140 करोड़ की आबादी का देश है, पर कंटिन्यूटी की। आदिल हसन, मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूं, आप सुन नहीं रहे। ठीक है, आपने अपनी बात रख दी, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए। बट आपने जो और भी आर्गुमेंट्स रेज किए उसको भी डिस्कस करेंगे। बट मैं एक एक्सप्लेनेशन दे रहा, आपको समझा रहा था कि जो एनफोर्समेंट डायरेक्टर का जो एक्सटेंशन था ईडी का चीफ का, वो किसी कारण से था। जो कारण पूरा हो गया उसके बाद उनको अलविदा कह के नए ईडी चीफ आ गए हैं। वो उसके आगे की बात आपने कुछ आर्गुमेंट्स रखे हैं। लेट मी गो टू अजय आलोक बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू यू। सुनिए ना, आपने कुछ आर्गुमेंट्स रखे हैं, अजय आलोक उसका जवाब देना चाहते हैं। अजय आलोक, बेसिकली ये बात जो मैं किसी दूसरे तरीके से कह रहा था कि जो इन्वेस्टिगेशंस हो रहे हैं एक तो बहुत प्रेडिक्टेबल हो गए हैं, दे आर वेरी प्रेडिक्टेबल नाउ। So something happens in Rajasthan and then you have, just around the election, of course, the paper leak investigation is going on for a while. But then you have the ED landing up at the residence of Govind Singh Dotasra, the ED summoning the Chief Minister's son. And then in the case of Chhattisgarh, you have just ahead of elections, just a day before elections, in fact, the last day of the campaigning of the first phase of polling, you have the name of the Chief Minister coming up in the investigation. So, and then, of course, as Adil Hassan was saying, that Praful Patel becomes clean, so-and-so becomes clean. I think the BJP also, of course, has to respond, at least take some responsibility of the kind of, because it's your party in power, the kind of investigations that are happening which sort of, become directionless midway. I mean, why not, for example, get some convictions? Even if, let's agree that these politicians, some of them in the opposition, most of them in the opposition are corrupt. Why not get them convicted?
Well, if you see the existing PMLA law, which has been amended, and after the law amendment, the conviction rate as claimed by the ED in its official website, please go and check ED official website, that the new PMLA law, after being amended, the conviction rate has gone up to 96%. That's what the claim is being made by ED. Number one. Number two, एक हिंदी में कहावत है कि भैंस के आगे बीन नहीं बजाते हैं. The person who doesn't know the subject, the person who doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, that what this central agencies goes on working about, and what is the foreign relation and economic sanctions means to the country, there's no point explaining to that person, right? He doesn't know the full name of Hemant Biswa Sarma. He consistently saying Hemant Biswasa, Hemant Biswasa, Hemant Biswasa. So why I should give explanation to these people? इसलिए मैंने कहा कि भैंस के आगे बीन नहीं बजाते हैं. Important point of the fact is, you don't know that since 2005, 5,000 बीच में नहीं, मैं आपके बीच में नहीं बोला था जब आप ज्ञान दे रहे थे. जब आप ज्ञान दे रहे थे, मैं बीच में नहीं बोल रहा था. सुनिए, relax.
Adil Hassan, do not interrupt. Listen to him.
I never interrupted you when you speaking. Please lower down his feet.
Adil Hassan, he did not interrupt you. Please listen to him.
So that I can
I'll come back to you. मैं आपके पास वापस आऊंगा. उनको सुनिए. उनको सुनिए. Personal मत करिए attack. No personal attacks. He is BJP representative. Please listen to him. He was patiently listening to you. Pull back. पीछे होइए. No personal attacks, Adil Hassan, this is not allowed. Please pull back. Let Ajay Alok respond.
Can you blow down his fader so that I can say?
Let Ajay Alok respond.
It's not about me and him. It's not about me and him.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Since 2005, ED has registered a total number of 5,906 cases. Do you know how much cases are against the politicians? Against the BJP leaders, it is 6 BJP leaders, I'm saying on the record. And against the politician, it's only 3%. Against the politician, it's only 3%. 97% cases are against rest of the country, which include businessmen, which include so-called leftists, centrists, liberalists, which include the industrialists, which include scamsters in share markets and all everything. And a total seizure of 1,82,000 crores have been made by ED in last 6 years, my dear friend. 1,82,000 crores on records. Don't you think it's a considerable achievement? And you call this as an election department? If you believe so, you keep on believing so. I don't have any qualms. Prime Minister Modi was elected in 2019. Remember his 15th August address to the nation where he said, जेल के दरवाजे तक ले आया हूं, अगले टर्म में सबको जेल के पीछे पहुंचाऊंगा. That was his promise to the nation, and that's what he's doing today. And he's not scared. Keep on abusing Modi. Go. Abuse. भर भर के गाली दो मोदी को रोज सुबह से लेकर रात तक. एक भी नहीं बचेगा, सब जेल जाएंगे. चाहे वो सोनिया गांधी हो, चाहे राहुल गांधी हो. अगर गलत किया है, फ्रॉड किए हैं, देश का पैसा खाया है, और असदुद्दीन ओवैसी भी जाएंगे.
Adil Hassan, quickly.
You know, maximum human trafficking.
Adil Hassan, quickly, 30 seconds.
On whose behest?
I have to go to Nikhil. He has not spoken since his opening comments. I have to go to Nikhil.
BJP spokesperson have guts to talk on Narayan Rane, Praful Patel, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, Chhagan Bhujbal. He has the Hassan Mushrif,
talking multiple
I think he has responded. I think he has responded.
Talked multiple times, my dear friend.
I think he has responded to that.
Go and check the records. Go and check the records. I've talked multiple times.
He will go. He will go. What about
I think Narayan Rane was summoned. He was questioned.
You don't know the facts. Don't shout.
Adil Hasan, he was summoned and questioned. But okay, let me move on. He has been questioned. The process is going on. उसमें भी आप बोले ना कि इतना धीरे-धीरे ईडी क्यों काम कर रहा है? But
मैं तो बोल ही रहा हूँ कि ईडी इनके इशारे
yes,
पे चलता
the
है।
investigation is on.
और
Nikhil,
साहब को छूने की आपको वैसी साहब जैसा
Nikhil,
we are looking after human trafficking in Hyderabad. We are looking after human trafficking in Hyderabad. Be aware.
Come. We are also looking
Maximum girls are being taken to Arab countries from Hyderabad. How come?
Come, Mr. Raja.
Do you have an answer? You are custodian of Hyderabad. Your party claims to be custodian of Hyderabad. Maximum human trafficking occurs from Hyderabad. How come we are exploring that also? Don't worry. Don't question our agencies. Don't question our agencies.
We are ready to.
We will check you properly.
Come to Hyderabad.
Okay.
Come in Telangana, you will get 0 seats.
Okay, when it comes, we'll cross
Think
the bridge.
of your existence.
Adil Hasan,
Think
pull
of
back
your
now.
existence.
Important aspect about the.
Telangana, 0 seats.
No, Adil Hasan. You see, we have heard Asaduddin Owaisi last couple of days get shrill about the fact that there is no difference between the Congress party and the BJP. So you should actually, since he has been specifically targeting Rahul Gandhi, whatever is happening, politically speaking helps you, for God's sake. You should be thanking the BJP.
Both 0.
If they are weakening the Congress party in your passion. But the question that I want to ask Nikhil Jain is, Nikhil, okay, pull back. Nikhil, you see, the issue about timing. The ED picked up the case sometime in 2022 and then did its meticulous work in terms of getting all the documents. And you see, the state government does not issue LOC. The main accused, the Saurabh Chandrakar, he escapes. He does a gala wedding there, spends 200 crore rupees in Dubai. Now the LOC is issued after the Enforcement Directorate comes in the picture, because obviously Chhattisgarh government knows something about this and they think that, okay, fine, let's issue an LOC at least. But by that time, Saurabh Chandrakar has already scooted and he's having a gala wedding. Now, this basic technicality, Nikhil, about which you would be aware, that any extradition proceeding, Sumant Raman was saying, why not quicker action, why not arrest them? You see, the extradition proceedings happen subsequent to filing of a charge sheet. A red corner notice gets issued subsequent to filing of a charge sheet. Both had not happened at that time. That's why it's now that ED has started the process of getting the accused back in Delhi or back in India. It's only now that the Interpol has been approached or is to be approached. So obviously the process takes time. It has its methodology, it has its chronology that has to be followed. You can't blame ED. You can't, as Ajay Alok was saying, sort of badmouth ED and taint them with these charges that they are working at the behest of the BJP. They have been given a job. They're doing it. It takes time. Nikhil.
Abhishek, first of all, I'd like to register my strong objection to Mr. Ajay Alok on the show making fun of an OBC chief minister's surname. Baghel saab ko Baghel bana do, ye bana do, wo bana do. I think let's have a civilized debate. Secondly, he made a point about that the ED has a conviction rate of 96%. What he's trying to mislead your viewers with is the fact that ED, yes, has gotten conviction for 24 out of the 25 cases that have gone to court. But the ED has filed charge sheets or is investigating 6,000 cases. So if you're able to take to court only 25 cases out of the 6,000 you're working, there is no pat on the back for an agency like that. It is a thoroughly incompetent agency. So far as the cases against opposition leaders are concerned, since 2014, I'm reading an Indian Express report from 2022 September. It's an old report. I'm sure that the figures are more in my favor. I'm sure the figures are more in my favor now. Since 2014, there has been a four-fold jump in cases against politicians by the ED. During 2004 to 14, about 54% of the cases were were against the opposition at the time. Right now, 95% of the cases are against the opposition right now. And I don't need to point out the fallacies on how Ajit Pawar, Himanta Biswa Sharma, Suvendu Adhikari, and a bunch of other people were claimed to be the most corrupt people by numerous BJP politicians, and the ED has not acted on them. I'm just merely reiterating that, Judge, so your viewers are well aware of how partisanly the ED has been acting with all its cases.
Okay, Nikhil, you can't go back to the debate again and again. It has been responded to.
So let me move on.
The BJP, they have been summoned, they have been questioned. The process is on. Hey, you can't just keep repeating.
Abhishek, let me move on to...
Adil Hassan said that, no, you are saying that. That's
let me move on. Let me move on.
And take it forward.
Yeah, exactly. I'm replying point by point. I didn't get a chance to speak for a lot of time, so I had my points written down. I'm replying point by point. Earlier, somebody on the panel favoring the BJP had said that this is the judicial process of the country and things takes years and years. It also took so many years in Lalu Yadav's case. This is not the judicial process yet. What is happening right now is investigation. The judicial process will start after the charge sheet has been filed, and if a scam has been going on since 2017, the ED has started investigation in 2021. Then to discuss it in November 2023 while the investigation is still going on is again the sign of a thoroughly incompetent agency. It has nothing to do with the judicial process or the court system, and that is why I keep on mentioning the issue about timing. You say ED has been given a job and ED is doing that job perfectly all right, but why does it take the ED so long to do its job? And also, most importantly, this is not the job of the Chhattisgarh State Police or the ED. They are not the agencies entrusted with uncovering frauds like this. It is the CBI and the SFIO, which are the truly competent agencies for this. And the last point that I have to make is that if indeed the Chhattisgarh entire administration, all the way from the Chief Minister to a constable, were involved in this scam and were supporting these people, then why were 400 arrests made? Why did these FIRs even come into being? We all know how police system works in India. If any state's chief minister doesn't want a crime to be investigated against, FIR hogi hi nahi, there would be no FIR, and if there is an FIR, that page would be torn off. The argument that I'm making is that if there have been 400 plus arrests, Abhishek, if there have been 400 plus arrests, you can't say that the Chhattisgarh police was not doing anything. 400 plus arrests, you can't say the Chhattisgarh police was not doing anything. Yes, one thing I would definitely say. So if the Chhattisgarh police is acting, how can we say that the Chief Minister was in the pocket of these captures?
The tragedy in your arguments, can you see the tragedy in your arguments? You're not trusting the ED, you're calling it incompetent. You're not trusting the judiciary, you are saying, Sumant Raman was not trusting the judiciary in the case of Liquorgate. You're not trusting the police. You are saying you don't trust the system because you are saying, no, this is not the right agency. You had to decide that SFIO is the right agency. Actually, SFIO is not. They just do the groundwork based on which the ED picks up cases based on PMLA and the CBI picks up cases based on the Prevention of Corruption Act. But Savio, my question is, in case this does not help the BJP electorally, because we have seen all the top leaders of the BJP giving those stump speeches in Chhattisgarh using or referring to the Mahadev app, including the Prime Minister. You think if this does not really help the BJP electorally, what happens next?
Well, I think the BJP has got nothing to do with the investigations. You're looking at it purely from a political point of view. And I keep repeating it over and over again. The most important thing for us as citizens of the country, it is to respect the investigative agencies. You might want to play politics around it, and that's fine. That's the level of your mentality. But an enforcement directorate is not a person, just one individual. There are many, many officers that work in the enforcement directorate, people with immense integrity. So we continuously slander them for our political gains. The ED has been investigating many cases. This is not the only case that the ED is investigating. Okay. But why is it that the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister has not come out and denied the allegations made against him? He has not. So I think we should have shown a little bit of respect for the investigative agencies. I mean, you've got a guy like Nikhil Jain who's talking.
Savio, he has denied. But unfortunately, I have really run out of time. My last 30 seconds to Rajendra Sharma.
Insult the enforcement
yesterday, we had BJP releasing its manifesto day before yesterday, giving the MSP of Dhan at 3,100 rupees. The Congress today has made it 3,200 rupees. You think on the ground, Rajendra Sharma, Dhan is a bigger issue in Chhattisgarh or the Mahadev app? Rajendra Sharma, quickly, 30 seconds.
Dhan is a bigger issue, but corruption is also one part of it. Because so many other decisions taken by each government, like in your previous BJP government or current Congress government, they are under scanner. So number one is that Dhan is a bigger issue, but the scam, the corruption, the scam, and belief in the investigating agency is also a part of it. So I think both the parties should wait for the investigation to be completed.
Okay. Fair enough. Both the parties should wait for the investigation to be completed, but there's election time. Sorry, Ajay Alok, I've really run out of time. The fact is that today there has been enough indication with the investigation, the direction the investigation is taking, that if not during election, possibly after election, irrespective of who wins, Bhupesh Baghel, the present Chief Minister, might be asked to submit himself for questioning before the Enforcement Directorate. The Mahadev app scam has not died down. Election or no, investigation would go on. Hopefully, we would see more of this over the next few months, and we'll keep you updated, friends, with all the latest in this story as in the rest. On that note, thank you so much, all my guests, for joining us this Sunday evening, and for you viewers as well for sparing your time. Short break. On the other side, Live in Breaking continues.